Good morning, children of UMC. It is so good to be with you this morning, whether you're sitting in your garden outside or in your lounge or in your bedroom like me. It is good to be with you this morning. Now, before we get into the story for this morning, it's very important that we get ready for the story. So I'm going to give you a few moments to sit up straight and to get ready for the story that you're about to listen to. The first question that I want to ask us this morning is, what is the biggest present that you've ever received? What is the biggest present you've ever received? I've received this guitar from a friend who was leaving the country, and I play this almost every week. I really like this. Oops. I really like this present. This is a sparkly notebook that my wife bought me. I use this almost every day to take down some of my notes and some of the things that I have to do. It is an important gift to me. But one of my favorite gifts is Lacey, my Jack Russell pug, who gives me joy every day. Say hello, Lacey. So I'm going to let you speak with your family for a few moments. What is the biggest present you've ever received? While I say goodbye to Lacey. Off, off, out. Okay. What is the biggest present you've ever received? Now, what I noticed is that there's something very different between these first two gifts and the third gift, the gift of Lacey. I wonder what the difference between these gifts are. Some gifts are so big that they are difficult to see. They are so hard to see that sometimes we might miss them altogether. They are so hard to see that in order to get even a glimpse of them, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, or maybe even before the beginning. In the beginning, there was nothing. Except maybe a big smile. But no one was there to see it. And then, on the first day, God gave us the gift of light. Now there was no longer only darkness, but there was also light. And this isn't just any light. No, I don't mean the light that you see in a light bulb or the light that you see in a car. I don't even mean the light that comes from the sun. No, I mean all light that is light. God gave us the gift of light that all other light comes from. And when God saw the light, God said, this is good. And that was the end of the first day. On the second day, God gave us the gift of water. Now, I don't just mean the water that comes out of the shower taps or the water in a river, or even the water that comes from the sky. No, I mean all water that is water. God gave us the gift of water that all other water comes from. And when God saw this water, God said, this is good. And that was the end of the second day. And on the third day, God gave us the gift of dry land. God separated the water and the land, and on it He put all the green and growing things. And when God saw the dry land and all the green and growing things, God said, this is good. And that was the end of the third day. And on the fourth day, God gave us the gift of day and of night. It is with this gift that we can count our days. God gave us a larger light to rule over the day, the sun. And He gave us lights to rule over the night, the moon and the stars. And when God saw the sun, the moon and the stars, God said, this is good. And that was the end of the fourth day. On the fifth day, God gave us the gift of all the flying creatures of the air. All the flying creatures of the air, and also the fish and all the animals that swim in the water. And when God saw the creatures that fly in the air and all the animals that swim in the water, God said, this is good. And that was the end of the fifth day. And on the sixth day, God gave us the gift of the creatures of the earth. Some of them have 4 legs. Some of them have 2 legs, like you and like me. And when God saw the gift of the creatures of the earth, and all the great gifts of all the other days, God said, this is very good. This is the day that God placed His image in us. And that was the end of the 6th day. And on the 7th day, God rested. And He gave us the gift of a day of rest. Now you can see that there is nothing here. And that is because the day of rest looks different for all of us. For some, it might be sitting in the garden and playing with the dogs. Some of us might go to church. The day of rest for some might be going to the mountains or going to the beach. I don't know what is here for you. Only you know. What I do know is that this day is so special that the Jewish people mark it with 2 candles. And the Christian people mark it with a cross. Now, I wonder which of these days do you think is the most important day? Do you think that we could leave one of these days out and still have all the story that we need? Maybe wonder out loud with your brothers and sisters and your mom and your dad. Do you think we could leave out the day of dry land with all the green and growing things and still have all the story that we need? What about the gift of birds and of all the animals in the sea? I wonder if we could leave this day out and still have all the story that we need. I also wonder, which of these days do you see yourself in the most?